When I started working at Hong Fook in 1991, I did not realize that I really followed my mother's footsteps by contributing and serving my own community, just like what my mother did when she graduated. My mother went back to her hometown to teach, to bridge the gap, and to advocate for her community needs. Not because I can speak Khmer, the Cambodian language. I understand our tradition, appreciate the typical Cambodian food, but most importantly, I understand what my community had gone through because I went through my own stuff. As you might know, might not know, the Cambodian community in Toronto is small, and everyone knows everyone. Due to the lack of hidden and social and political issues to navigate, many of us don't know who we can trust. This made a lot of work within my work around trusting relationship. Without it, I simply cannot build an effective working relationship with my clients. And usually, a trusting bond starts with a smile. However, as a Cambodian, I know there are so many kinds of smiles. Sometimes when we're angry, we smile. When we are feeling uncomfortable, ashamed, or embarrassed, we smile. A smile can mean, great, I can get rid of you. So, I need to make sure there is the right kind of smile. It's 20 years ago, and as usual, I'm very busy. My work is stressful. Once I get home, I have my 2 kids to look after. Honestly, I'm struggling to balance it all. Today, I'm out on the house call to meet a new client, Mary. Someone called Hong Fook, and she desperately needs someone to help to figure out how to fix the system, Mary. It is a cold winter day in the west end of Toronto. When I arrived, I knocked at the door, and her sister opened the door and let me in. Immediately, I'm hit with the familiar smell. Lemongrass, lemonade, turmeric, tiger ginger. It's a smell of salok gold, a very typical homemade Cambodian food soup. Some people find the smell is a little bit strong, but for us as Cambodian, it smells like home. As I enter her house, I see several staples of Cambodian home. A painting of our own famous temple, Angkor Wat. A bowl of incense is in front of the shrine of Buddha. And the newest VHS of the Cambodian music that everyone in my community is listening to. Mary just sits sister looked exhausted and stressed. She clearly needed some help. She asked me if I can fix Mary. She asked me if I can make Mary become normal. I'm brought into the living room where I see Mary sitting down. Immediately, I noticed she quite aggressive, rubbing her heel together. It looked like it's hurting. I can tell she's suffering. Mary's sister is gentle with her as she explains that Mary usually wakes up around noon. So today is a little bit early for her. Mary, Mony, mà đó là. As soon as I sit down, Mary's sister quickly leaves the room to continue cooking. I sit down facing Mary, but she doesn't look at me. She doesn't do anything to acknowledge I'm in the room at all. Her eye is open, but she's staring at the wall. ជំរាបសួរបង Mary សុខសប្បាយជាទេក៏បែបបងបានញ៉ាំបបរហើយនៅ No response. យើងនៅទីនេះទៅជាក់ខ្លាំងណាស់បើប្រៀបធៀបទៅនឹងប្រទេសខ្មែរយើង នៅប្រទេសខ្មែរយើងបើយើងចេញទៅក្រៅយើងអត់ត្រូវគិតថាយើងត្រូវស្លៀកពាក់អីទេ No response. She continued to rub her feet together and staring at the wall. Oh, ខ្ញុំឃើញខ្សែអាខារ៉ាអូខេរបស់ហងវាខ្ញុំក៏ចូលចិត្តផលិតកម្មហ្នឹងដែរបងចូលចិត្តស្ដាប់ បងចូលចិត្តច្រៀងខារ៉ាអូខេខ្ញុំចូលចិត្តស្ដាប់ប៉ុន្តែអត់ចេះច្រៀងខារ៉ាអូខេ No response. She continued to rub her feet together and staring at the wall. I'm stuck. I'm trying to find a way to make her see that I can be trusted, that she is safe with me. I'm not a person who gives up easily, but I never experienced like this before. Usually, I can get at least some sort of response, like nod in her head or something. Sometimes I can use the family to help me, but her sister always leaves. Mary did not move. She doesn't turn her head to look at me. She doesn't blink. There's no chance I can get her to smile, not even a bad one. But then I remember something. Back in Cambodia, my mom taught me that it's very rude in our culture to leave the room during a conversation. Mary and I come from the same culture, and so I think, well, she's not leaving. Maybe this means something. Maybe there is hope. 2 weeks later, I come back. This time, Mary opened the door. Mary opened the door, not her sister. We sit down. Once again, I ask questions for 20 times while she rubbed her feet together and staring at the wall. When I start to get up to leave, she get up and open the door for me. She didn't say a word or look at me. For the next 6 months, every 2 weeks I go back and nothing changed. But I remind myself, she wake up early every time I come. She always open the door for me. And since there's no other organization across the country serve my community, I am their last resource. I heard a voice telling me that I cannot give up. The voice is my mother. Many Cambodians, like Mary and myself, came as a refugee in early 1980. We were escaping a genocide. We were running from the Khmer Rouge, the Communist Party. Nearly 25% of our entire country were killed. 25%. We witnessed mass execution and the death of our family members. I lost part of my family too. I watched my neighbor's husband and her son get executed. This went on day by day for 4 years. I remember being a teenager, forced out of my cozy city life and forced to work in a rice field. Everything around me was changing. I don't understand what is happening. There's not enough food for us and I'm scared. I don't know if I can do this. So I start to cry. I feel ready to give up. My mom took me by her side and said, "You don't know how to do this, and yes, you are crying. This may be the end of the road." Our whole family may die tomorrow. We are suffering. But my dear child, life is suffering, and we have to face it. Today we are alive, and if we are alive, we can find hope. I'm not gonna go too far into my story, but I just want you to understand. For those of us who are here today, we all have a story, and story always be with us. My mom's message of hope and resilience always stay with me. It carried me through the year we spent living day to day to survive in Cambodia. It carried me through my journey during my escape and through my life in the refugee camp. It helped me to build my life and my career here in Canada. We are survivors. We each have to find our own way to get through it. We like to say to each other like this. យើងរួមបានពីព្រោះយើងកើតមកមានឆ្អឹងនេះ In the mental health field, we learn about delayed response to war and trauma. It can be fatigue, sleep disorder, nightmare, flashback, or fear of taking a risk. What makes this even harder is that we don't really talk about mental health in our community. So, if I were to sit down with Mary and ask her about mặt trật chặt đi, sao sao thế, ta bọn lưu sâu xong lấy đấy, ta bọn ta 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 chuột của bè đấy, bọn chuột đấy. The answer will be no, because we cannot take risks when we, and she doesn't trust me. And if she doesn't trust me, so instead, I keep showing up every 2 weeks, asking her the same question about homemade food, weather, Cambodian karaoke, etc. And I received no response from her. Until one day, she took me by surprise. She turned her head toward me. That's it. She can hear me. I asked, "Trường ốm chứ?" For the first time, she nodded her head. Months later, when I asked her if she was tired, she actually replied, thật đấy, dạ biết lắm, Wow, I could not believe my ear. She can talk. Now, I can begin. It took 3 years. Sometimes she's like backwards, sometimes she progresses. Eventually, she stopped rubbing her feet together. And when we start having conversation, she starts sharing her struggle and survival during the rough time of the war. She started going out, seeking treatment, and meeting other people. But she still never quite cracked a smile. She made so much progress until one day I'm sitting with her and her sister. Her sister's so proud of her that she can be herself again. And that moment, Mary spoke out. Big one comes up, Mony Mok. And then she smiled. So I smiled back. Mẹ ơi, con tài bỏ đại lên trong chân. Thank you.